There's a Bible study that I did when I first became a Christian called Experiencing God. Has anyone ever done Experiencing God by Henry Blackaby? Experiencing God is a foundational Bible study. In fact, it's so good that I would like to do it again this fall on Wednesday nights. That's when I did it. Our church met on Wednesday nights. The pastor said, we're going to do this Bible study. We're going to break up into small groups. We have different leaders. And it will be life-changing. And he was right. Because before that Bible study, I never prayed out loud before. I didn't have a devotion time in the morning or in the evening. I didn't spend time reading my Bible. And I never memorized a verse before until I went through Experiencing God. Pastor also said that some would not complete it because it is pretty intense. It's pretty long. It's 13 weeks long. 5 days a week, you have to do a 30-minute devotion. You have to try to memorize Scripture. You have to really dive into the Word. And Pastor said some won't do it. Well, when you tell an overachiever you can't do something, all right, it was like giving candy to a kid. I was in. It was great. And I finished it. And then we did it again in our next church that my wife and I started our marriage in. But it was life-changing. Experiencing God helped me build my life on a rock. For 20 years, I have been referencing and going back to the truths that Henry Blackaby laid out. Let me tell you what they are real quickly. The truth is, when God speaks to you, and boy, do people want to hear from God. When God speaks to you, He does it usually in 4 different ways. He speaks to you through the Bible, His Word. He speaks to you through the church, right now, leadership. He speaks to you through prayer, and He speaks to you through circumstances. And when He talks to you, when you hear from God, it brings you to a crisis of belief. Do I believe? A crisis of belief. And when you face that crisis, you must respond with faith and action. You've got to make adjustments in your life. If you hear from God, and God tells you, hey, you're not on the right path. You're believing something you're not supposed to believe. You got it wrong. Crisis of belief. How do you respond? Jesus said, everyone who hears these words and does them